I'm Police Sergeant Sullivan. Part of my assignment as a police officer in this community is to help in the school safety patrol program, along with teachers and other official sponsors. You know, back around the turn of the century, the driver who ripped along our roads at 4 miles an hour was considered sort of a social outcast. Why, there were even some towns that made their sheriff clear the way in front of these drivers with some kind of a noisy warning. Yes, back not so many years ago, our roads had to be cleared of pedestrians for the benefit of drivers. Today, we also clear the road of drivers part of the time for the benefit of pedestrians. Over the years, the automobile has become a necessity. But in spite of the great increase in the number of automobiles on our streets, safety for the folks who walk has been steadily improved. And a lot of the credit for this goes to the hundreds of thousands of members of our country's school safety patrols. You know, these boys go through a regular course of instruction. Experts on traffic problems cover all phases of pedestrian safety. They get classroom instruction, as well as practical demonstrations in safety procedures. That's one of the reasons they do such a swell job. Take Bobby Mills over there, for example.
Well, we better go right now. Wait, Skip! Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Sullivan.
Hello, Skip. Yep, Bobby's a pretty good example of the way our safety patrol boys operate. Quick thinking, Bobby.
Thanks, Mr. Sullivan. Well, I'm on my way home now.
Don't mind if I walk along with you a ways?
Shucks, no.
You really like this traffic work, don't you, Bobby?
I sure do. With kids, I mean.
Oh?
Yeah, it's the grown-ups who give me a pain in the neck.
Drivers?
No, people that walk I'm talking about. Some of them sure could use that training we get in the safety patrol.
I guess some of them could at that.
Remember those rules you gave us in that talk on where to walk?
Yes, I do.
Well, I see grown-ups breaking those rules every day. In class, we were taught never to cut catty-corner at an intersection.
Right. The safest way to cross is to take one street at a time.
Yes, sir. Another thing, a lot of grown-ups don't seem to understand.
What's that, son?
That crossing streets in the middle of the block can be mighty dangerous. It's something you should never do. Always cross at corners.
Well, I wouldn't say that all mothers and fathers do that sort of thing, Bobby.
No, but a lot of them do. Another thing I've seen them doing, stepping out into the street from between parked cars. Doing this is just the same as crossing the street in the middle of the block.
And just as dangerous.
Yes, sir. You never see kids doing this. At least at our school you don't. Another thing we've learned. Kids are not supposed to play in the streets.
Right.
Heck, we don't have to with all the swell playgrounds.
And they're building more of them every day, Bobby.
And kids are always supposed to stay off the street. Of course, sometimes you can't.
You mean out in the country, of course.
Uh-huh, where there aren't any sidewalks.
So sometimes you have to walk on the road. Although you should walk on the shoulder instead of the pavement when you can.
Yeah, but there's a right way to do it. You should always stay on the left-hand side of the highway so you can see the traffic coming towards you. You know, there's another thing I see grown-ups doing wrong.
What's that?
Getting out on the wrong side of a parked car. My dad even forgets that sometimes. Wait, Dad. You should always get out of the car on the side nearest the sidewalk.
Good thing your dad had somebody like you around to remind him. Tell me, Bobby, how do you think grown-ups are about obeying traffic signals?
Not too careful from what I've seen, Mr. Sullivan.
For instance?
Well, not waiting for the green light like we just did. They forget sometimes the traffic signals are for the people walking, as well as for people who drive cars. Kids at our school wait for the green light, even if there isn't any traffic in sight.
You ever watch for cars that are turning, Bobby?
Yeah, just because you got the green light doesn't mean it's safe to cross. We know that.
Whether there's a traffic signal or not, watch for right or left turning cars.
There's another important rule about traffic signals.
When you get to a cross street after the signal's been go for some time...
Don't try to race across the street before it changes.
Right, because the chances are more often than not you'll get caught in the middle.
Yeah, you should time yourself. Wait for the next change, then cross. That way you'll have plenty of time to cross.
And be sure to look both ways for traffic before you do. Hey, Bobby, how about a soda?
Oh, well, Mr. Sullivan, I don't...
Oh, I meant on me, Bobby.
Oh, well, now that you mention it, I could do with a soda.
Hi there.
Hello, Barnaby.
What'll it be, Bobby?
I'll have a chocolate soda.
Sergeant Sullivan?
Double it, Barnaby.
Wow, a double chocolate soda. Golly.
Oh, yeah, it's a double soda. Okay, Barnaby, make it 2 doubles. Luckily, they don't make triple sodas.
They do.
Oh, it's mighty good. You know, I wish everybody knew as much about the safety rules as you patrol boys do. It'd make our jobs a lot easier.
I sure know them all, Mr. Sullivan. As good as my name.
Oh, you do? And if I were to ask you to name them all for me, you could do it just like that, I suppose.
I'll bet I can.
All right. Rule number 1?
Well, now, let's see. The first rule. Never cut catty corner or cross streets at an intersection.
Cross one street at a time. The second rule?
Don't cross the street in the middle of the block.
Cross at the corner. Number 3?
Never step into the street from between parked cars.
Rule 4?
Don't play in the street. That's what playgrounds are for.
5?
Always walk on the left-hand side of the highway, facing the traffic.
So you can see the traffic coming. How about 6?
Never get out of a parked car on the traffic side.
Always on the side nearest the curb. Number 7?
When the traffic signal is red, wait. Walk with the green.
8?
Look out for drivers making either right or left turns.
Even though you may have the green light to go ahead. Number 9?
Time yourself. Don't get caught between the lights.
Hey, that's mighty good work, Bobby. You do know all the rules by heart.
Well, I better get home, Mr. Sullivan. I promised Mom I'd stack up the old newspapers in the garage. Thanks a lot for the soda.
Thank you, Bobby. And thank you, you other hundreds of thousands of school safety patrols, and all you other kids who follow the safety rules. Yes, and you grown-ups who support them. In a real sense, the Safety Patrol is a community organization, and everybody should be a member, helping to prevent accidents and at the same time, helping to build fine future leaders and good citizens.